Ah, yes, my friends. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. Witness me, witness them. What a wonderful day to do movie reviews on this movie review extravaganza.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Hey, you got greasy lips. You got some lotion?
I'm a little
dry right now.
I wanted to get the joke off. Oh, you stole my joke.
I knew you gonna do that.
Damn. I was about to say that.
Why don't you rub them lips and put some on me, man? Get all this ashiness off of me. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? I'm Ashley Corey.
Boy, you look like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Boy, man, that's a new one. That's a new one, boy. I did a stream today, and I've been called all kind of things. I've been called Ashy Larry. I've been called the dude that got his ass beat in Batman, the last one.
You kind of like that dude.
That dude that just say, hey, got his ass beat. Welcome to the movie review extravaganza. I am your war boy, Corey Coleman, and one of your critiques this evening. Also, we have Martin Thomas.
Yes, who didn't dress up.
Who actually moisturized today. I actually did not.
I tell you make me look extra brown.
Man, and Martin looked at the screen like, damn, that white just pops, man.
It does. You're glowing.
Damn, you a bone dry right now. And Juice ass.
God damn it, bro.
Julian Green.
How y'all doing?
4 things that you need to survive the apocalypse. You need food, water, fuel, and fabulous costumes, man. Yeah, every time. I mean, listen, if you in a Mad Max movie, you mean, shit, costumes is more important than drinking water. Like my man probably thirsty as hell, but he found them horns, boy.
Oh yeah.
George Miller's Mad Max Apocalypse, man. There's plenty of body paint top hats to go around.
It's funny how the apocalypse has been building with each movie.
It really is. Yeah, if you love Halloween, boy, the apocalypse is going to be amazing. That's going to be the place to be.
Ultimate Halloween party.
It's
like a Halloween party meets Burning Man.
Yeah. Hey, as you can see, I'll fit right in for the apocalypse whenever it gets here, if it's like George Miller's Apocalypse, if it's anything like Mad Max. Oh, but people, you know what's funny? They keep saying Mad Max, but man, Mad Max, like, man, that bitch came in and snatched my movie. Last movie, Furiosa.
Yeah.
Who looks like in Differentiosa right here. She's don't look very furious, don't look very mad, but listen, have no doubt, she is mad as hell.
Mad all the time.
Mad all the time. Was mad in that movie. Everybody mad. Us, but even Mad Max. Who was the last? Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. Like, damn, bitch, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I've been going through hell.
This is my movie, right? No,
not anymore. It ain't.
Let me take that real quick.
Yeah, shit. You did. You might be mad, but I'm furious right now. This is my movie, bitch. Yeah, I got a mechanical arm. I ain't even got no hand. So that brings up the question. That's Charlize Theron as fan favorite now, Furiosa. But people still ask after watching that movie. Like some people ask with Fury Road, why are you so furious? Why are you so mad?
Well, sit down. Let me tell you.
Exactly. There's a question that's been asked so much that my man had to make another movie over here just about her. Her origin story. Her origin story of not about her, but about her anger issues, her furiousness. So that's what we have here. A story about a much younger, very, very young Furiosa. Back when she had 2 arms and hair. And actually lived in a nice green place. She was a happy kid. She wasn't Furiosa. She was Happyosa right here, man. And what came and took that happiness away from her, making her the angry woman that she is today. That angry woman we know of right now. Well, that is what's going to be explored in Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I don't even know why they put Mad Max on there.
I know. Yeah, you might as well take that off at this point.
Max ain't nowhere to be seen at all. He been maxed out. So, folks, there it goes. I'm making the furious over there.
That reporter.
Oh, people. But yes, let's go ahead and see the long-awaited origin story of Furiosa and the anger that she has inside of her. And we'll be back with our reviews.
Furiosa! We've come too far.
She's like, damn, I should have been more quiet. I guess stealth mode don't really work for me. Well, I'm
Furiosa!
And he took it all from me.
throw it with a nose. Throw it with a fake nose. Yeah, people, that is Chris Hemsworth. Some people are still saying today, damn, is that who? That guy looks familiar. Some people still don't know that's Chris Hemsworth.
Really?
Who do we have here?
Remember me?
Well, the trailer just told you why she's mad. Right
So
there.
damn did.
Yeah, you know, so the trailer gave you pretty much the abridged version of the source of her anger. Turns out that young Furiosa was kidnapped by a dude named Dementus, of course played by Chris Hemsworth right here. When her mother came to get her, had the mother tortured and eventually killed because, you know, well, this is the wasteland, this is the apocalypse, and people are just evil and shitty. And so this girl right here, he decided to keep her. So I'm gonna kind of make you I lost some family. I lost my kids. Maybe I had a daughter, you know, and I'm gonna take their place. I'm gonna make you my new daughter.
I'm gonna be your daddy.
Exactly. Now I'm your daddy now. But hey, she didn't forget what this man did to her mother. And even when he got tired of her, things happened in her life that circumstances being what they are, she grew up not just around him, but grew up with some people that you might remember. Grew up with some people that look like me. I'll start to say Proud Boys. Ain't really no difference. The War Boys, along with some other faces that you might recognize here. Being that this is a prequel, we also see return of some characters like Morton Joe. She flipped around with all these people right here, all these different circumstances, trying to just wait for the day when she could finally get close to Dementus again and kill that son of a bitch for what he did to my mama. Thing is, with these movies, they might be simple in stories, but George Miller, boy, is still, this man is 70 years old, 70-something years
79,
old. 79. This man's knocking on 80's door. And he's still having fun playing with this sandbox of a wasteland over here, man. With every movie, the car chases get bigger, the characters get weirder, and also things become a little less logical with every movie thing. This man just stops giving a sense about certain things within story. He stops within logic, and his attitude is like, it looks cool, right? I mean, that's what you're here for.
You complaining for?
Yeah, you're here for the car crashes, these crazy looking people, and you're here for, for some of the big actors in here. Anna Taylor-Joy this time is Furiosa as opposed to Charlize Theron. And, if you're for that, like if you saw the last movie, because the last movie just got to the point where he just stopped making sense.
Right.
When that dude was playing that guitar on the front of that truck, and, with flames going around him.
Well, especially considering that fuel is scarce, but they're just shooting flames on the guitar for nothing. Like,
yeah.
All right, hey, I guess because it looks cool.
Yeah. He don't care no more. In fact, he's pretty goddamn childish about it. He got two characters in here called Rectus and Ballsaccus or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was Rectus and Scrotus.
Scrotus, yeah.
Yeah,
Scrotus.
No, Scrotus.
I remember saying Scrotus.
Oh, no, this was Scrotus and Rectus.
I remember Rectus, but I thought he said Scrotus.
No, he said Scrotus. Yeah, watch it again.
Okay.
He said straight up Scrotus. Because I was like, they said it several, because I was listening. I was like, I know you didn't say what you just said. Yeah, Rectus and Scrotus. Like some old Beavis and Butthead names over here. Yeah. Yeah, and Rectus was in the last movie. Mm. Yeah, man. So, somebody say, you sure it's not Richter's Court? No, it's Rectus.
No, it's Rectus.
No, listen.
Everybody laughed.
Yeah, no, they being childish as hell, right? He's being childish as hell. So he don't give a shit. He's at this point, he's like, I'm 80 years old. Logic. I'm just about doing cool things.
You want a cool looking movie or not?
Yeah, exactly. You want some crazy car chases? Like I can't handle both now. I can't write a good script and also have these cool car chases in here. You got to pick one. I ain't got time. I only got limited time now. The crazier these characters get, that's the biggest thing with this. I do have some complaints about the story here, but the crazier these characters get, and the more over the top they get, the more some of these actors are having fun with it. You know, like Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yeah,
Man, he just came to play.
man.
He should dig.
Yeah,
Because even at a point, and it's kind of I almost feel like a knock against the movie. Like when it's trying to be serious, he's still out there
I mean,
clowning.
he's still having fun.
No, he is.
He remind me of him when he plays Thor.
Yeah, he went from dumb Thor to just dumb. He plays of course the character of Dementus, the main villain here. And it's funny looking at him because, man, look, I can't blame him for losing his mind, because you see him right here, because they put him in here with this fake nose. They got him here looking like a combination of Rob Zombie and Humpty Hump.
He's his own character. He's a crazy megalomaniac wearing black leather, and somehow he gets a red cape. And I was like, "You're Thor again. You can't stop being Thor."
All he gotta do is go like this. He's eating this shit.
He's Thor that just finally embraces. He's gone full stupid. When they put that nose on him, they set his ass free. That's all he needed. The hell with a hammer. He traded that hammer in for that nose. He's having
a grand old time. He's chewing up scenery, and it's wonderful. It's great to see him just cut loose like he does.
Well, they put that nose on him, and he was liberated. And Martin is right. That mouth stays full of dirt. He chewing so much scenery in here, man. He's just eating rocks. He's having a great time. For me, I'm gonna say now. I could see him getting on some people's nerves. For me, it was fun for me to watch him. I've never really seen him like this. He's never played a character like this. He has a different voice and whatnot. Now, I will say slight criticism here, and I think it's what you said. He's taken what comedy that he's perfected with Dumb Thor, and he's just amped it up.
Yeah,
way over the top here. And, he's playing the character, the way the character looks with all the crazy clothes and the facial features and whatnot, and maybe where the character is written. I mean, there's a point where he's so over the top, his nipples get ripped off. Yeah. And he don't care. He starts making, it's still a joke to him. Everything is jokes. My nipples going, I think they grew back later too. Because I was looking, I think they kept the nipples on there. Whenever he gives people orders, or he's terrorizing them, he's always dancing around like the Joker, drinking the tears of his victims. That's what I told this dude. He didn't see the movie yet, and he was talking about somebody crying, and I said, "Oh, he got a treat for you in the movie." Just remember this word zesty. That's all. But he becomes so outrageous, he becomes so comedic that he doesn't feel threatening anymore.
That's what I was going to say. And for the most part, I like this character that he's playing. It is different for Chris Hemsworth, and he almost seems like a crazy drunk person, just how loud and out of control he is. Mm-hmm. But it's consistent. But it is toward the end where you really need him to be threatening. He's still a little too comical.
Yeah, he's that's the only thing. He's never, like, even in the beginning, he's so jovial and even kind of likable. That he's
very likable.
Yeah, he just was not a threat to me. And you need that threat to be. See, this is what I have a high standard for revenge movies. So while everybody loves Kill Bill, I respect and love things about Kill Bill, but the revenge story doesn't work because I don't feel like they played Bill up enough as a threat. I don't think that Dementus is that much of a threat. I think he's just funny and cool to hang around with. But that doesn't mean that he's not fun to watch. Like you said, he's actually up to, throughout the whole movie, he's hilarious. And as long as you're not looking for that deep threatening villain, I think you can get a lot of laughs out of him.
No shame in hate. It's one of the great forces of nature. That wasn't hope, that was instinct.
Joe ass. And somebody pointed out, it's not always about being a threat either. I think I have to feel like anger or hatred towards that person that this character is trying to get revenge against. And I was just never angry at him, man. He did some bad things, but I was never mad at him.
It's all about what he does to the main character. And what he does to the main character is at the the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of cool to her, sort of.
Yeah. Well, he sees her as his daughter.
Yeah. So then we go through so much stuff that has nothing to do with him. So when it comes back around to like, yeah, but I got to get him. You're like, oh yeah, I mean, I guess, but it seems like it'd be easy if you just got over it.
yeah. And Martin's right. Early in the movie, he's actually pretty cool to her, man. So it's just that he's just not somebody I hate. For a revenge movie, I want to hate that person because when they finally get him, I'm like, yeah, get his ass. I don't feel that in this movie. Again, I don't think there's anything that's going to take away a lot from the movie because, well, listen, we're all there for the visuals and the car chases and the stunts and just like these movies over the years, the way they've amped them up. They continue to do so here. I think some of them are things that we've seen before, and also some of them are things that we've, now they're being more enhanced with CG to make them bigger. But the stunts are still there, and they got I believe it's like a 10, maybe 15-minute chase with the oil tanker.
Yeah, the choreography and the oil tanker chase. Well, in these car chases, it's incredible.
That tanker scene right there, that is peak George Miller. That is peak Mad Max car chase right there. That's the one that, these are one of these car chases that everybody loves from Fury Road, because it's crazy what they do in this scene. You talk about something where they just keep topping one thing after another, and it's bringing in all of the crazy elements of the movie.
It's the crazy thing they keep having happen. Like you're like, wow, that's crazy they did that, and they go like, well, wait, what about this? You're like, that's insane. Oh, you think that's bad?
Yeah,
I can't take it anymore.
No, so it keeps topping itself. They get attacked by marauders on motorcycles, kamikaze exploding war boys counterattack when the tank is damaged. People got to get under it when the tanker's going at full speed to fix it. And then the shit gets theatrical. Hey, look, I told you, this is all about costumes. So then these dudes come down dressed like parachutes, black tapestry parachutes wearing horns that are coming down and bombing the tanker. And that's when I said, okay, this is the thing that people came here to see. Oh, and the tanker has one of those, it's got those, you remember those truck nuts? Them ball sacks? This one has truck nuts that spin around, like with ball bearings to take people out.
The mommy doctor! Do the mommy doctor! Sal?
Yes!
No, tomorrow, fool.
Stupid ass, What the hell you No, you ain't going nowhere. It's too late for that. That scene, it went on for a while, and I loved every minute of it, man. I was watching that, and I always say I'm on the edge of my seat. I was thrilled. This did something for me because the stunts are so good in this. It did something for me that a lot of scenes like this don't do. It made me nervous. I mean, this is a cartoon.
Yeah.
All right. This is the
wacky racers.
Yeah, exactly. This might as well be a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. I mean, none of this makes any sense. None of this is, most of this is not physically possible. So,
Wait, you don't think you could ride on skis behind a car and paraglide from that?
I've never tried. That's the thing.
That's right.
I got open mind.
Put some hubcaps on your feet and just ski through the sand.
99.9% of me says I don't think so. But it may. That's how good he is at building his world. Even though it has no real, logical, no real logic or applicable physics. That we at least we know from reality. In his world, it works.
Yeah.
And it's
consistent.
Yeah, it's consistent. So for his characters, it stressed me out. I had to go get Betterhelp after that, man.
I was like, why do you keep talking about stressing?
Man,
out?
I was stressed. Man, listen, this is not funny, man. I was a nervous wreck after this movie. People, this portion of the show is brought to you by Betterhelp. Now they're laughing, but this is serious right here. I walked out of that movie, I was just a bundle of nerves, man. I was stressed out. If I didn't talk to somebody, no telling what would have happened, man. Now, I am joking, but there is something about stress. See, because here's the thing with therapy. People think therapy, they're for, these deep, dark issues. things and make you want to be suicidal and stuff like that. I mean, listen, yes, it is. But therapy is also for people who are just stressed, people who need to like get things off their mind, people need to just talk things out, people who are sometimes going through things and just need to just express to somebody what's going on with them. Or check this out. Maybe you got goals as simple as, you know what? I'm going to clean up my house this weekend. Why is it taking me so long to do this? Why is this house all dirty all the time? Because your mind is dirty. No, because your mind is probably cluttered and not organized. Even going to talk to a therapist will help you organize your mind and help you with simple things in life. That's why you should try Betterhelp. See, the main reason to try Betterhelp is that it's online therapy. And the main reason why to try online therapy is because, well, being that it's online, it's convenient. It's affordable. And it's about to even get more affordable because I got something for you. This is going to ease your mind already. Not looking at you dressed like that, it ain't. Hey, I'm trying to help you, okay? Trying to help you out, all right? Now stop it. Go to betterhelp.com/doubletoasted. If you put that in, you'll get 10% off your first month. Oh, you breathing a sigh of relief already. So please, if you're not going to talk to Betterhelp, talk to somebody, but try Betterhelp. And I want to thank Betterhelp for sponsoring this portion of the show. And of course, I want to thank all of you out there for your support. So we were talking about the history of these Mad Max movies where they've all been directed by George Miller. So, they and that's funny because they've changed so much. It's almost like he's just experimenting with this world.
Well, we were talking about this after this film is how, the 5 Mad Max movies, they're all, even though they're in the same world and they, the car crashes, the car stunts are a big thing, car chases are a big thing. Every movie is different.
Yeah, they are all different. It's almost like, so he's almost kind of, again, experimenting with filmmaking, man. Each film is kind of a sequel, but it's also its own thing. It almost feels like an anthology in a way, because every movie, they're connected by some small hint of a character or a DNA or some elements carried over from the last movie. I'm looking at, again, Mad Max. There's the Road Warrior. There's the next one, Beyond the Thunderdome. They're all different movies when you get right down to it. This movie right here is probably the one that feels like a proper sequel or prequel. Yeah, the one that feels the most connected. Because some of these movies is just, they could have stood on their own and not be connected to these other movies at all. Now they've evolved to almost feel like alien worlds. It's like, this is another planet. This might as well be Dune or something now. These movies right here. The enthusiasm behind making these movies, again, with this man who's almost 80 years old, it's been exciting to see. His love for the aesthetic of these worlds, the look and the stunts and the cars and all that kind of stuff. It hasn't been that big of a problem for me until now, because he's not concentrating on story. And I think this, even with the last movie, that was one of the things I complained about, but it didn't make me hate the film. I like the movie a lot.
Yeah.
But I think it's the lack of story for me is the most noticeable here. Maybe that's because this is a direct prequel to this.
It's interesting because I hear what you're saying, but I have the opposite problem, but it's still kind of a problem.
It's curious. Okay, explain to me.
So with Fury Road, I like it, not as much as most people because I was like, there's not really much story here. It was like, we're going to go to this one place. Oh, shit, that doesn't work. They turn around and go back.
You went to the wrong place.
Yeah. So here, it was the opposite where I was like, well, there's a lot of story here. There's a lot that's going on. It might be a simple premise, but there's a lot going on between the kidnapping of Furiosa and everything she has to go through and going from one faction to the next and how she survives and gets with somebody and all this. I was like, there's a lot going on, but it didn't feel focused. Because it goes on for 2.5 hours. Yeah. And it's a simple revenge story when you come, survival and revenge. And because it's not focused, by the time it comes back to some things, they've kind of lost the momentum, the emotional momentum. And then as we talked about where she, gets to the point of getting the revenge on the main villain, on Dementus, there's something kind of empty about it.
the reason why I'm saying that, like I just feel like the story is kind of problematic for me is because it's very noticeable with the character of Furiosa, again played by Anna Taylor-Joy. Like Mad Max in the last movie, she this is her story. He overshadowed overshadowed him. And that I don't think that was a problem in the last movie. Everybody talk, and when I say she overshadowed him, I'm talking about Charlize Theron's character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So in the last Mad Max movie, Charlize Theron's character, here what we see right here, she overshadowed Max.
Yeah.
Max wasn't that interesting of a character anyway. So plus everybody just kind of fell in love with this new character. So that was cool. But here, this is a origin story and a revenge story. So we are very focused on this character. And the problem with that is that Furiosa, much like Max in the last movie, is overshadowed by everyone.
Yeah.
You know, all the other wild characters in this movie, they have more story, they have more urgency, they have more background than her. Including a Mad Max type character. So they put Max in here, kinda, one way or another. This guy right here, Praetorian Jack, played by this actor Tom Burke. I don't know him, Praetorian Jack. He might be Mad Max's cousin or something.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know,
But he's dressed like him.
He's dressed just like him. So he put a Mad Max character in there, and this character has a more, I guess he just has more story than her in a way.
For the short time that he's there. The little time he's there, you're like, I want to know more about this guy.
Yeah.
And he even at one point, even though he doesn't keep it, he has that same little sawed-off shotgun that Max used to carry.
He sure does. It's Mad Max.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's taken the Tom Hardy character, put it in this character, and made him interesting again, made him cool again. And and it's not that I'm sitting up here saying that that I guess maybe that's a problem because, that is a problem because Furiosa has a very, very interesting story. The young Furiosa, it's epic if you describe it. She's been kidnapped, tortured, has to disguise herself as a boy to survive in an oppressive tribe. She's suffered a lot of trauma, physical and mental. This should be the grand story of someone who went through all these trials, tribulations, and PTSD and sufferings and loss to make her the strong character that we see in Fury Road. Thing is, we don't see adult Furiosa for about an hour.
A long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we see her as a kid, and that's okay with me too. It does not really bother me as much. I think that's cool that we see, her growing up and get her background. That's part of her origin story right there. But we don't see the adult Furiosa for a while. And it's cool in concept, but she feels underwhelming here because not only is she overshadowed by everyone, but she hardly talks as a kid and as an adult.
Yeah, that's what I think one of the biggest problem is, like personality. It's like she doesn't have a lot of personality. So it's like, how do I grow attached to this character?
Most of what we get with her is,
facial expressions.
Her angry eyes.
Yes.
She speaks mostly with her angry eyes. So to me, that kind of took away from it a little bit.
I think there's also big chunks of the movie where she's just not even present.
Yeah.
Because they got this war brewing, but then the three factions, and they're like letting you know all about that. And you're like, well, this is cool and all, but I came here to see Furiosa. Is she still around?
Even she said, I'm right here. Where? I think what happens is they drop smaller subplots, especially hers, to get into bigger subplots that's going to just make way into the action quicker.
Right.
This story that's brewing between Bullet Town and this other fortress and this other fortress over here, Gas Town and all that. That's leading to that's leading to action. That's leading to something that's going to happen. And I think, and then we get no stories taken away from Furiosa's story, and then we have interesting things going on between her and Patreon Jack or whatever, Praetorian Jack, whatever.
Praetorian Jack. Yeah.
You're getting interesting things going on with them, and they're not explored.
Right.
They're dropped quickly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories that they just drop kind of quickly, so we can get in these big grand stories to go into action a lot quicker.
And it made me wonder how much is this because of the editing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. A Morton Joe. You know, Morton Joe, he already had his movie. You know?
Right. That's what I kept thinking too. Yeah. We already saw you.
He had his movie. It's like
Cool to see him again, though.
it's cool. I'm glad they brought the character back. I was like, I love this character, but it's like, why are we focusing on him so much now? This is supposed to be Furiosa. You know, that mechanical arm, I'm not going to say anything, but I thought I was like, okay, that was easy. That's it. That was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
His movie was already long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't need to be longer, but it was that kind of thing where like,
It just kinda happened
where I
quick.
kept going like, man, I feel like I've been here for 2 hours and we ain't seen that arm yet. And then it's just like, oh yeah, the arm, get it on there.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh,
like,
she knows how to use it. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's it. Okay. In the movie, I listen. I told you I was really into a lot of it. I think it's a beautiful film. They just look better and better. The production on this is amazing. You know, it's still exciting as ever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the action is still amazing. These films just get better looking. The colors are richer. The costume designs are so much fun. I just think, you know, maybe it's too much of a good thing in some areas because I don't think this movie needs to be 2.5 hours long. And they didn't need to be, listen, here's another peeve of mine in the film, and it might be nitpicking for some people, but it is something that just bothers me. Don't split your movie up in chapters if it don't need to be split up in chapters. I don't.
Yeah, what was the purpose of that?
I don't know.
That's
I was like, what the?
That's one of the two things that filmmakers do, especially recently. Split movies into chapters and needless like flashbacks that jump around in time.
Yeah. I didn't need to have that. I don't understand because they don't feel like it's picking up from another chapter.
No.
It just feels like the next scene.
Yeah. Shit, we talking about Little Furiosa, chapter 2. And I was like, we still dealing with Little Furiosa. What no growth between those two things? She got caught. That's about it. I mean, yeah, it was 2.5 hours. Is just not
It
necessary.
wasn't
I don't
necessary for what the story is.
think. No.
As a matter of fact, limiting it to 2 hours, you could have focused on what was important.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. I'm still highly favorable about this movie. No, I'm not. I'm just. You're going to hear so much praise about it, and I think it's riding off the reputation and legend of George Miller, and because everybody loved that last movie. And listen, you can't argue the filmmaking here. The direction is incredible.
It is.
It is.
You know, I don't think it's as perfect as some people are saying it is.
Well, I gotta say to you that I'm glad you said all that because I was feeling it.
Good. I mean,
Everything every single thing you're saying, I was like,
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me ask you. So the first one was mainly practical, right? A
Yeah,
lot of practical.
Very much.
It was all
so.
practical.
Okay,
Yeah.
how about this one? Because I feel like there's a lot more CGI in this
That's what I was saying. That's why I was saying that the car chases are cool, but I think that the last one got this beat just a little bit because it was less CG, more practical.
Yeah.
In fact, that's why I got praised so much.
Yeah. But probably this time around, they were like, that was a lot of work.
Yeah. And he just wants to do bigger things. So,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. And you know, it's the principle of escalation. Like you can't just do the same thing you did. You got to top yourself.
Yeah.
It's got to go bigger, and the only way to do it and have it come in at least under budget or in a reasonable amount of time, and you probably can't get the same people. You know, people who did the last one like, yeah, man, we got that done, but I'll never do that again.
Yeah. No, I get
I ain't
it.
gonna be in your next movie.
But I will say, it's noticeable. I mean, when you watch.
Yeah, you showed a clip that kind of looked noticeable.
No, when you watch
Yeah.
when you watch that clip of that tanker scene that I'm
Yeah.
saying is so amazing.
That looked like CGI.
No, when you watch that, it's there's tons of CGI enhancement in this. I mean, you can look at just in some of the camera work. I mean, look at this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
green
yeah,
screen.
Look at the
Yeah,
background.
yeah,
Look at the
yeah.
background.
It's
You can
not.
see that.
It is not as practical as the last movie, and thus is way more cartoonish than that last movie. I think that's a great thing, and that's a problem at the same time. Not a problem. It's a criticism that I have. I liked that last movie. I loved how practical it was and the stunt works that they did, and the costumes and all the production that went into those car chases. So I don't know. Anyway,
No, I agree with it. Everything you're saying, it's incredible. It's incredible. Look at the car chases. They get your heart beating. It's the thing that you go to a Mad Max movie for, and it doesn't disappoint. There's just those story issues that make it a thing. And like I said, if it hadn't been 2.5 hours, probably wouldn't have been a big deal. Might have story wise would have moved faster. It just has problems. Now, on the nitpicky side, Chris Hemsworth fake nose just kept bothering me. And I get it. You know, he doesn't want to look like himself. If he didn't have it, he'd be too handsome for this role. And I think he does. And as an actor, he does such a good job with the role. I don't want to take it away from him. But the nose was a bit much.
Like Squidward.
Because he's got the fake. He's got the bad teeth too.
Yeah.
So with the nose, I'm like, I just can't. I'm trying to not look at the nose. It's like somebody having a big mole on their face.
Yeah.
And you're trying to talk to them and look at it. But
it's obvious. It is obvious. It didn't bother me as much
It didn't bother me at all.
because I was enjoying him so much. But see, the thing is, it didn't bother me. But when you say it bothered you, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Because it's up there.
It's up there.
It's a schnoz. It's a honker. You know what I'm saying? So that man, he like that goose we were talking about earlier.
They're a recovering drug addict, 4 years sober, says,
Yeah, look just like Martin. Yeah, look, tell me I look like Chris Hemsworth and Mad Max Furiosa.
If you are going to see it, IMAX is the way to go.
I'm really jealous of y'all.
I'm about to say,
I honestly, I knew you weren't going to see the whole movie, but I expect you to stick around and just see some of it, how it looked.
I had to come back and prepare for the show, but I really wanted to. I mean, and that's a compliment. I really wanted to.
Yeah.
I probably would have stayed for the whole thing. So when you hear my rating on this, don't get mad because I would watch this again easily at IMAX.
No, I'm like you. I like it. It is a good movie. It's going to give you the stuff you want. It's just but like you said, I know it's going to get praise to the sky, and there's just some issues I think shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah. What do you feel about this, sir?
Well, it's funny because before walking into it, I knew nothing about this movie. I didn't see like no trailer, no nothing like that. So
have you seen some of the other movies? You saw Fury Road?
Yeah, I saw. Well,
you're watching that right now.
I saw Fury Road, but I was kind of paying attention, not paying attention. I'm actually gonna rewatch it tonight. But look, man, watching this movie, I ain't gonna lie. Just looking at it, it's like you just want to put someone like the scenes you see like on a wall, like as a picture or something like that. I'm like, this is literally gorgeous to look at. I don't know, maybe because we saw it in IMAX, but I was just like, this just looks amazing. This is one of the movies where it's like, I feel like you can't see this no other way but IMAX. Like y'all said, the story is it's not tight enough. It just, to me, it didn't work. I felt like it dragged in some area because like during like the second act, I kind of started to doze off a little bit. I'm like, all right, it wasn't during the car chases, but it was like, characters one-on-one, they're just talking. I'm like, all right, this is kind of getting boring. Bring back the action. Anna Taylor-Joy, as I was impressed by her character and how her acting was, I felt like I've seen her act this way a lot. Like in other movies, I've seen this before, and I just wish that she would kind of like expand her range a little bit more.
Well, it's probably because she doesn't talk a lot in this movie, which I think limits her story too.
I mean, like a lot of her movies she's acting with like her eyes a lot and her facial expression, and then this one seems like
huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. But look, man, I look. Autumn's criticism, get them out the way. I loved it. The reason why I came here is just for the action. You know what I'm saying? I got exactly what I wanted here, man. I gotta give this. I'll give it a full price.
Okay, well, what would you give it?
I'm more of a high matinee.
Yeah, I want to say. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying something.
Well, I said everything I had to say, and I teeter on giving it higher, just because I say like you see it in IMAX, and if you gotta pay full price,
that's probably what did it for me is IMAX.
Go for it. But I see it more as a very high matinee.
Yeah, I am right there with you. Now, the way I thought about this, I thought about it carefully because it's one of those movies that you enjoy a lot, but you have your criticism. So you say, how do I actually, give a rating for this that accurately sums up this movie, and for at least for me. So for me, the production and the action direction is a high full price. The story is probably a low matinee for me, probably even a rental in some parts. So I think that balances out when you put all that together, because I'm giving a lot of high praise, and then there's some things over there that just are not working. And listen, if this was Fury Road or some of the movies, again, they're very simple in their story. I would not probably hold that against them as much. If this movie was like those movies, I wouldn't hold it against it that much. But this is a prequel, where a prequel is meant to give you a story. It's the background of a character.
Yeah.
I don't think it was great. What they did with that story, it was definitely interesting and had its moments. So putting that together between a high full price and a low matinee teetering on a rental, I give this a high matinee. So I'm right there with you.
Very fair, yeah.
And understand, like I said, I still highly praise this film because I was mad I had to leave. I want to see this again so bad because there's certain scenes that I just want to.
Sure.
I don't want. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to sit there another 2.5 hours. But for an IMAX experience, I would have done
It
it.
is one of those
especially in
movies
there.
where even if you go like, look, it's not perfect, and I don't want to do the whole thing, but there are some scenes, some key scenes, and not all action, just some of the Chris Hemsworth stuff. I was like, I just want to watch him again.
Yeah. So definitely wanted to see this in some parts again. So yeah, I mean, you'll enjoy it. It's a highly recommended film. Go see it. Don't focus on and obsess over our rating so much. It's a good movie. You'll have a lot of fun.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it too. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.